I am happy to be amongst you at this important event organized by the delegation of the European Union to Nepal in cooperation with the European Union Economic Chamber, Nepal, to mark the 50th anniversary of Nepal-European Union relation. I thank the organizer of this event for hosting such an important program under the theme which is timely and befitting as we are celebrating the special year. As we enter into 50 years of our diplomatic ties, we not only celebrate our past achievement, but also look into the future outlook with a renewed enthusiasm and commitment. This forum symbolizes the enduring partnership and shared aspirations between Nepal and European Union. As we gather in Kathmandu today, we are not merely commemorating a historic event, but also forging new pathways for deeper cooperation and greater prosperity for leveraging the untapped potential of our partnership. We look forward to deepening our ties through increased trade and investment, tourism, people-to-people relations, shared innovation, and for enduring friendship. Over the decades, our partnership with EU has evolved, adapting to the changing dynamics of the global economics and politics. As we celebrate these 50 years, we are also setting the stage for the next chapter of our economic partnership with the focus on sustainable development, green technologies, inclusive growth that align with our national priorities, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the Paris Agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, our journey of friendship and partnership over the 5 decades has been transformative. It is more vital than ever and has been advancing further for the satisfaction of both sides. With the steadfast support of the European Union and its member states, Nepal has made significant strides in various sectors. We stand firm to welcome foreign investment from our friendly countries. We have taken significant strides, including legal reforms to create conducive investment climate and have simplified regulatory framework recently. Committed to reforming Nepal's economic landscape, the government of Nepal is effortful to enhancing the ease of doing business and attracting foreign direct investment. Such reforms and initiatives were designed to ensure that our legal framework are conducive to growth and compatible to sustainability objectives. It also aligns perfectly with the theme today as we unlock new opportunities in sectors like renewable energy, digital infrastructure, and sustainable tourism. Moreover, we have introduced policies that simplify the investment process, ensure openness for business, and foster a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. We aim to create a robust economic landscape where international partnership can thrive and contribute to prosperity. We successfully organized the Investment Summit 2024 last month, and we are encouraged by the enthusiastic participation from over 50 countries. The summit showcased how eager the international business community is to bring their investment in Nepal. We look forward to engaging more with European Union member states in this endeavor. Distinguished participants, in recognition of sustainable development, our government has prioritized
European Economic Chamber Nepal was established in 2005 with the objective of creating linkages between EU and Nepalese businesses across different business sectors, assist EU business investors in establishing business interest and helping partnership in Nepal, engage in policy dialogues, arranging bilateral trade delegation, business activities, etc. EEC represents on the board of European Business Organization, a worldwide network, which is the organization representing EU chambers established outside EU. Currently, 42 EU chambers representing 42 countries are on the board of the EBO worldwide network. Over the past 5 decades, European Union has been a significant development partner for Nepal, providing various forms of assistance, including grants, technical support. These assistance have been instrumental in supporting Nepal's socio-economic development, including trade and business-related initiatives. EU aid and grants in trade development have had a positive impact on Nepal's trade performance, export diversification, and integration into regional and global value chains. They have contributed to establish EU investment and partnership, increase in exports, job creation, and income generation at the lower and middle segment of the society. I think EU role will be more meaningful in coming days as Nepal progresses towards middle-income economy by 2026. Often it is said that Nepal is a landlocked country geographically, but the fact is that it is a land of opportunity at every corner. Now allow me to highlight the significant advantage that await EU businesses considering investment and trade opportunities in Nepal. Nepal's participation in preferential trade agreements such as Everything But Arms initiative that ensures duty-free and quota-free access to EU markets for Nepali products, creating a conducive environment for bilateral trade and investment. The quota-free regime will remain until 2026. However, the good thing is that Nepal can avail preferential duty treatment status under GSP Plus up to 2029. Nepal's strategic location between two economic giants, India and China, offers unparalleled access to regional markets and trade routes. This geographic advantage provides EU businesses with a gateway to tap into the vast consumer base of South Asia and beyond. Nepal have an added advantage of duty-free export entitlement to these neighboring countries, bringing huge export potential of goods manufactured in Nepal. Nepal maintains a liberalized economy with favorable investment policies and incentives for foreign investors. The government has recently implemented reforms to streamline business registration process, ensure investor protection, and promote transparency. EU businesses can benefit from this business-friendly environment, which encourages foreign direct investment across various sectors, including manufacturing, services, tourism, and infrastructure development. Nepal is endowed with abundant natural resources, including vast hydropower and green energy potentials, mineral reserves, fertile agricultural land with a rich biodiversity. These resources present lucrative investment opportunities in sectors such as renewable energy, hydropower projects, mining, ecotourism, sustainable agro-based industries. EU businesses with expertise in these sectors can leverage on investment potential for long-term sustainable growth and profitability. In recent times, Nepal boasts a young and skilled workforce with a growing pool of educated professionals in diverse fields. The competitive labor cost coupled with the availability of skilled talent make Nepal an attractive destination for outsourcing, technology-driven partnerships, and knowledge-based services. EU businesses can capitalize on this talent pool to enhance productivity, innovation, and global competitiveness. Currently, the IT sector has an estimated export of about $500 million, which is expected to reach $1 billion very soon. Last month, Nepal organized an investment summit attended by large foreign delegates from around the world. During the summit, more than 150 projects were showcased, spreading across many sectors. Some of them will be showcased during this forum also. I encourage US investors to explore the vast potential that Nepal presents, forge strategic partnerships, and contribute to the country's socio-economic progress while achieving their business objectives. I am confident that following the 2 days business forum, We together will embark a journey of mutually beneficial collaboration between Nepal and EU businesses. I would like to thank Prime Minister, who recently brought certain ordinances which has made ease in bringing foreign investment into Nepal. So many new things has been happened. I think during the first session, it will be declared more clearly by our IBM chairman. I end here with appreciation for your attention and presence in this business forum, and believe that attending it will benefit you in forging new partnerships. All those who have traveled to Nepal for attending the forum, I wish you will enjoy the beauty and hospitality of Nepal and Nepalese. Thank you very much.
Let me start by telling you how happy I am and proud and honored to be here in Nepal today for the opening of the second EU-Nepal Business Forum. It's my first visit to Nepal, and I really appreciate and enjoy being with you this morning. And I really wish all success to this event. As was already mentioned, Nepal holds immense promise for investment, but we also know it needs some reforms to be able to deliver this full potential, and this is why this business forum is so important for us. We have seen many investments already. We are celebrating the 50 years of diplomatic relations between Nepal and the European Union, and we see this business forum as one stone in the path towards more concrete successes. This is one step in the global offer the European Union is making to Nepal as its very important partner to support the progress and develop investments in the country. This is one step in the implementation of the Global Gateway Strategy, which is the European Union strategy for sustainable investments in the fields of joint interest, which are at the core of this business forum. This forum will address the key opportunities for increased private sector relationship in the fields of crucial development, which are addressing global challenges, such as the fight against climate change, and this is where our joint endeavor in renewable energy in particular is so important. The transition, the dual transition and the digital transition, the huge potential Nepal is presenting in terms of development of sustainable value chains, in particular in the agriculture field, the potential that exists in tourism, and many more other fields that you will all have the opportunity to discuss in more detail in the next 2 days. So Global Gateway is the European Union strategy that helps supporting investment in all those fields. And Global Gateway is the offer of the European Union as a whole, what we call Team Europe. And this is why I'm so happy to be able to share the stage with representatives of, I think, 7 member states. And thank you all ambassadors for your presence today. Mrs. Turaya Tiki, who traveled from Luxembourg to represent the European Investment Bank as the financial arm of the European Union. We also have representatives of national development banks from the European Union, and more than anything, we have representatives from the European private sector. I understand that 50 companies are represented here, and these are really the Team Europe as such, all representatives from the European Union institutions, our member states, the financial sector. We come together to make a global offer in the framework of Global Gateway and to make sure that we can support investments with all the toolbox we have at our disposal. So the European Union and Nepal have very long-standing relationship. Over the last only 3 years, we have been able to put forward some 300 million in grants, in particular in support of our Global Gateway priorities in the field of energy and education. But we want to do much more, and we want to be able to mobilize all the type of instruments that are available to support investments where they're needed. And this is why we are supporting, we have grants, but we also have blended finance. We work with loans, and the European Investment Bank here is already collaborating with a representative of the government and private sector in several fields, in particular renewable. We also have a new tool through budgetary guarantees, which we call the European Fund for Sustainable Development Plus. And all those tools are put at the disposal of our partner country, together with the Nepalese authorities, to be able to define a pipeline of investment that would be transformative. And I'm very happy that I will on Friday have the opportunity to inaugurate the Chilimi transmission line, which is a very important project to support distribution of electricity. And I would like to praise the government for the immense effort that has been done in improving access to electricity over the last years. And this is part of the small contribution the European Union can make. We have several other projects in the pipeline, and basically we are here to identify, to continue supporting with the projects we have identified, but also we would very much rely on you and in the contacts you're going to have, in particular in the matchmaking sessions and in the business-to-business discussions, in the business-to-government discussions, to make use of all the opportunities those 2 days give you to be able to identify other projects, other transformative projects, where the European Union can help. And once we have identified the projects, then we can see what are the best tools and who is best placed to support them. We already have ongoing activities jointly supported with Finland, with Germany, with the World Bank, with the Asian Development Bank. And the objective is to continue on that path and to make the Global Gateway offer a reality. Just a few words on what makes Global Gateway crucial for us. It's the value-based approach that it is taking. We are very like-minded partners with Nepal. We share the same objective for multilateralism and transparency. And the Global Gateway offer is based on a fully transparent and sustainable path, respecting the highest standards in terms of environment, social, and governance. And this is one important feature I wanted to draw to your attention. With no more, in this, not making you losing more time, I'm just looking for my words. I just want to wish you a very successful and fruitful exchanges and business forum. And I really sincerely hope that we can move from this second edition to a third or a fourth one in the years to come, but looking back and having seen concrete deliverables from those fora. So I think now the ball is in your court, and I hope you will be able to come back to us with a lot of proposals for additional support, and we will be very happy to support you in this endeavor. Thank you very much.